today we're going to do a small introductory course on Asian languages. I represent a brand called C Lingua with Southeast Asian languages, and the choice of language that I picked up today is Mandarin, Chinese, and Korean. Before I begin, I'd just like to give a brief introduction about where I come from and what I do. My line of work mostly pertains to interpretation and translation, wherein I bridge the language barrier between countries. So for example, if there are Malaysian, Singaporean, or Chinese or Korean companies looking to establish business in India, then I bridge the language barrier and I help them set up businesses, help them connect here. I primarily also work with the Indian government as well as the government of South Korea. Recently, the Korean government has taken a lot of interest in the Indian market, and there are several infrastructure projects that are going on. And I had the opportunity to be an interpreter for the principal secretary of the Chief Minister of Maharashtra for the Smart Cities project. And recently in 2019, I had the opportunity to represent India as an international delegate as well. There were about 145 countries representing there, and I got the opportunity to showcase the culture that India stands for. That's all about me. We also have some new people joining in. Welcome, all of y'all. Welcome. Right. This is the kind of work that I do. I also have some teaching experience where I was the visiting faculty for Mandarin at Bombay Scottish School. And as for my certifications in both the languages, I'm certified in HSK 3 for Mandarin and Topic 3 for Korean. So today we will be exploring, let me just see. Now, there are several languages that we have, for example, there are European languages, there are South Korean languages, diverse set of languages and cultures that we have access to. So why would I convince you to maybe pursue Mandarin? Often a lot of people feel that, Mandarin has got something to do with China alone. But I would definitely like to draw your attention to the aspect that Mandarin gives you the network to explore so many more regions that's beyond mainland China. You have Malaysia, you have Singapore. If you see this graph, half of the world is covered with native Chinese speakers or people who speak Chinese in general. So pursuing Mandarin gives you an opportunity to tap into human resources beyond.
Admit all.
Yeah, admitting. It gives you the opportunity to access people, right? So that is a benefit of learning Mandarin. Another thing is a lot of people tell me that, Mandarin as a language, it's extremely complicated. The characters are so, you can say, crowded. There are so much of drawings into it. So how can somebody learn Mandarin is what people say. To them, I would like to say that Mandarin as a character is extremely logical and scientific, For example, look at the character on the left, which means heart. If you see, it's only made up of 4 strokes, stroke 1, stroke 2, stroke 3, and stroke 4. But it does look like the 4 chambers of a scientific heart diagram. And heart in Chinese means Xin. It's written as Xin, but it means Xin. So it's more logical when you explore the language. Another word in Chinese, for example, to just reiterate my point, is that of an adult. An adult in Chinese means 大人. Now, if you look at both the characters that's written, 人 means a person. Now, how is a person depicted over here? It's a man with a head and 2 legs. That's the most easiest way to depict the structure of 人, right? I'm just admitting some more inside. Yeah. So that's how a person is drawn. The second one is ta. Now, ta means big. How is ta expressed in Chinese now? It's a man with 2 arms spread across and 2 legs spread across. Now, this position is the biggest big that you can be, right? You cannot grow more bigger than this. This is the maximum amount of space you have used by, spreading both of your arms and both of your legs. So that symbolizes big. And an adult is nothing but a big person. So it is Taran. Now, we have an exciting game that's coming towards the end of my program. So I would definitely recommend you all to take notes. I've also written the pronunciations in Hindi for people who can understand it better. Shin is heart, Shin, and Taran means person, right? Now I will just explore. Okay. Are there any volunteers who would like to pronounce heart to me so I can make sure that you got it right? How do you say shin? Could somebody please volunteer?
Shweta, I'll try to do it. It's shin.
Yeah. Perfect. Shin means heart.
Beautiful. Here.
Shin. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
Shin.
Brilliant. Beautiful.
Shin.
That means heart. So how do I say that adult stole my heart? Taran stole my shin. Taran, adult. Taran. Could you try that?
Taran.
Beautiful. Taran. And shin is heart. Brilliant, brilliant. So that's Chinese. It's quite logical, isn't it? Another thing that's, most exciting about Chinese grammar is, the verbs don't change its form at all. For example, I is, he is, they is. Is doesn't change at all in Chinese. So the grammar is so much more easier compared to other European languages where you have to change its form, add INGs to it, add LYs to it. There's conjugating to what verb, everything. So the verb doesn't change no matter with whom you use it to. So Chinese grammar, so I would definitely like to bust this myth that Chinese is difficult to learn. It's very logical, very systematic, and it's quite easy because it's set in a very rational, structured way. And there are no exceptions to any of the rules that has been set in grammar. That's one of the plus points of Chinese. Now, we'll do something exciting. We'll move on to, we'll be doing some basic greetings in Chinese. One of the most famous one is hello, right? So how do you say hello in Chinese? It is ni hao. Ni hao. Now, if you notice, there are 2 V-like shaped structures on both ni and hao. Now, that is used to direct how your voice should be flowing. Ni hao is how you say it. Now, what does ni mean? Ni means you, right? All my South Indian friends in the house, ni in Tamil also means you. Ni in Malayalam also means you. Similarly, lucky for us, in Chinese also, ni means you. So, ni hao. What does hao mean? Hao means good. So, wish that all is well with you is what ni hao means. Similar in Indian cultures also, when we greet elders for the first time, what do they say often? Khush raho, jug jug jio. That's what greetings is all about, right? Exchanging pleasantries and wishing well for someone. So, ni hao means I wish that all is good with you. Can I hear everyone say ni hao to me on the count of 3? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let me hear you.
Ni hao. Ni hao.
Beautiful. Ni hao. Brilliant, brilliant, amazing. Amazing. Now, one step ahead. If you want to ask somebody, how are you? How are you? Is you say ni hao ma. There is nothing written on top of ma. There is no any character or special character on top of ma, which means it's written normally. So, ni hao ma. Ni hao ma. Now, what does that mean? How are you? Are you good? is what the literal translation would be. Are you good? Because we often expect to hear good news from all, right? We often wish that everybody is well, like sarvo sukhina bhavantu. We always, so similar Chinese Asian culture thought process is everybody should be good. So we always ask, how are you? Saying, are you good? Ni hao ma. It's also in a context wherein somebody is suppose in some trouble or is met with an injury. So you want to check, is everything okay? Are you okay? So you also ask, ni hao ma, means, are you okay? That's what it means. So can I hear you all say, how are you to me in Chinese? 1, 2, 3.
你好吗？
Brilliant. Ni hao ma.
你好吗？
Ni hao ma. Perfect pronunciation. Wow. This is going very well. So what is the reply to Ni Hao Ma? The reply to Ni Hao Ma for today, since it's just an introductory session, I'm just going to say very good because we hope that everybody is doing well today. So very good is Han Hao. Han Hao. Han means very. Can I hear that?
Han hao.
好，
Brilliant.
好，
Han
Hao.
Hao. Han
很
Hao.
好，
Great.
很好，谢谢。
Great, 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 great. So that's 很好 means I'm doing great. So anybody asks you 你好吗? The reply is 很好. And now we are very polite, right? So we cannot just say 很好. We also must thank them for caring about us. So what's the reply? 谢谢. 谢谢.
谢谢。
You can follow the Hindi for better understanding.
谢
谢
谢。
谢谢。
Perfect.
Han
Perfect.
hao. Xie xie.
Brilliant. 很好,谢谢. That means
很
I'm
好。
very good. Thank you. And then you can ask someone else, 你好吗? And they will also reply to you that, oh, 很好,谢谢. So this is the basic pleasantry. Now, how do you say, my name is? You know, what is your name is quite difficult for today's stage. We're not looking at, my job today is just to excite you to look at opportunities of learning the language. Once you're maybe committed to the language, we can look at classes where we can go deeper into it. So today on simple grounds, I'm just going to teach you how to say my name is. So my in Chinese is 我. It is not wo. It is not wo. It is 我. Like how you say water. Water.
我
我
Perfect. 我 is
我
I.
我
I, me, myself, everything is the same. 我. That's why Chinese is easier. It doesn't change its form at all. 我 is I. And
我
jiao. Jiao means I am
Jiao.
called. Jiao. So 我 jiao. And your name. So if I say my name is Shweta, I will say 我叫 Shweta.
我叫Shashi.
Brilliant. 我
我
叫
叫
Shashi.
朱迪。
很好 means very good. 很好. Someone else? As an example, my name is, please, and introduce yourself. Come on, somebody. 我叫
我叫朱迪。
Yes, 我叫 Surjit. 很好. Someone
我叫 Yashika.
brilliant. 我叫 Yashika. So it's 我 and then a falling tone. 叫我叫 and your name. One last time.
我叫书记。
叫朱迪。
Brilliant. Brilliant.
我叫 Yashika.
Perfect. 我叫 Yashika. So that's the basic Chinese greetings. It's